Hello, my name is Matthew, and about a week ago I read Mr. Palomar by Italo Calvino. This was translated from Italian by William Weaver, and I really enjoy Italo Calvino. He's an extremely versatile writer. He's known for very postmodern works like If on a Winter's Night and Invisible Cities, and then science fiction, Cosmocosmics, is the complete Cosmocosmics. This is probably my favorite work of his. Short stories about these creatures that are beyond time and space and live before, during, and after the creation of the universe, and they have these strange, peculiar situations. And it's really delightful. But this book is much more straightforward, and it's a character study, very character driven. It's Mr. Palomar. He's very properly only known as Mr. Palomar in the book. It's very formal. And Mr. Palomar is this hyper observant, exacting, obsessive character. He just spends so much time over analyzing and thinking the most minute details or scenes. And I remember as I was reading this and chuckling along through each episode, I started taking notes of the absurd situations he would find himself in, or the outlandish provocations of thought that he would have from just the simplest observation. And at the very end of the book, it actually has, I suppose it's a table of contents, but it really reads like a sitcom series that gives you the list of episodes. And to give some examples, the novel is extremely it's purpose built episodic. Each chapter is one little episode, and it hangs together, but it very much feels like watching like Saturday Night Live, or any sort of like sketch comedy where it has high points and low points, and it really hangs on the quality of each particular episode, with this one through line of a character that's making all of these observations and having thoughts. And it has this wonderful beginning of Mr. Palomar on vacation, and he's on the beach, and he's trying to single out and observe a single wave. And he elaborates of the difficulty, not just looking out in the ocean and seeing waves, but to try among all of the undulations and rolling waves that are falling in and out of one another, to identify the very beginning of one particular wave, and to watch it rise and crest and then diminish, and to wholly experience that observation without being muddied with all of the waves that came right before it and right after it. And he's trying and failing to have that experience of seeing just a single life of a wave. That gives you an idea of the hyper attention, the obsessiveness, the exacting observational qualities that this Mr. Palomar has. And as the book goes on, it gets more and more outlandish. There's so many scenes in this book where I really thought about Mr. Bean, a terrific British sketch comedy show by Rowan Atkinson, I believe his name was. And we get all of these different episodes. So Mr. Palomar at the beach, Mr. Palomar in the garden, Mr. Palomar looks at the sky, Mr. Palomar in the city, Mr. Palomar on the terrace. But early on in the book, I think it might be the second chapter, there is just this standout, hilarious situation. And I'll try to describe it as best I can. And so, Mr. Palomar, he's on vacation, he's on the beach, and there happens to be a woman sunbathing in the nude on the beach. And Mr. Palomar needs to walk by this woman in order to get wherever he's going. And as he's walking by, we're in his thoughts, and he's thinking about what's the most appropriate way of handling this situation. And so, as he's walking by, he decides to pointedly look away. So, as he's walking by this woman, his first thought was to give her respect. He wouldn't look in her direction. He would purposefully look away, and he walks by. And after further consideration, he decides, well, maybe that was actually rude to be to be changing your activity and changing your behavior, and to make a point of not just walking by normally, but to turn your head away. And he decides to turn back and to try a new approach. This time, he's not going to look away. He's not going to look at the woman. He's just going to keep his head perfectly straight and walk by. And so he walks by again. And then, after consideration, he's thinking, well, I feel like maybe that was rude, to not even address, to not even acknowledge another person, to not even turn your head as if they're just dunes on the beach or waves or things that are so insignificant that it's not even worth a nod. And he turns back again. This time, he was going to walk by the woman and give her a polite nod in her direction. Just something very small, very slight, as if to say, I'm not bothered, I'm not uncomfortable, I'm not making you uncomfortable, I'm acknowledging your existence. And he walks by and he nods at the woman. And he keeps... now he's just walking back and forth in front of this woman that's sunbathing in the nude. And the scene ends with this woman becoming extremely apprehensive and uncomfortable with this man just almost obsessing over her, that she gets up in a huff and then stomps off. And that's the end of the episode. But it gives, an idea of what's happening in this collection of episodes. It's just Mr. Palomar examining and thinking and overthinking to a pretty delightful effect. I don't think it's a great novel, but it's simple, straightforward, episodic, and rather humorous. So, just some of my thoughts on Mr. Palomar by Italo Calvino. Let me know if you've read it. It's a delightful little book. So, thank you for watching. Please leave a comment if you would like, and take care.